Welcome to the Spiritual Sweet Spot, a place where you can rejuvenate your soul. Hosted by author M.B. Moses. This is a safe space for all. We're back with part 4. So if you are feeling unmotivated / demotivated, this is the podcast for you. We are on part 4 of this amazing revelation from Spirit. And if you have not yet listened to part 1, part 2, part 3, I highly encourage it so that part 4 will make a little bit sense as we get close to the full revelation of Spirit. Now, at the top of the podcast there, Spirit was revealing, because I was seeking Spirit, saying, listen, Spirit, I don't like this unmotivated stuff going on. Like, I just have I can't even lift my hand. Like, this is not me. Help me, get me out of here. Show me something. What am I missing spiritually? Show it to me. And Spirit said to me, the art of doing nothing is the art of doing something. And at the top of the podcast, I said, I don't like how that sounds, Spirit. And Spirit said, listen, you are doing what you're supposed to be doing. Now take a chill pill and relax. And for those of you joining this podcast, part 4, without listening to the other parts, the art of doing nothing is the art of doing something simply means that if you are feeling unmotivated, or you've lost the spark, the passion, maybe purposeless, maybe like me, a blanket of sorrow has come over you, fatigue, just weak, just can't even move to do the simple things in life, then this is reminding us that sometimes in life, on this journey to our true self, we are exactly where we're supposed to be, even though it may be the most uncomfortable place because we don't like it. And I know I don't like it because this is not me. But Spirit said to me that the art of doing nothing is the art of doing something. And then Spirit took me on a reflective journey to circle back to the biggest revelation of helping us on this journey to our true selves in this moment of being unmotivated. So part 4, here we go. We did a recap, right? So there we go. We grabbed some things along the way there in life, right? Such as the anxiety, a little bit of paranoia, scared. And I was terrified to even go look for another job anywhere. I was never in my life. When you looked at me on the outside 15 years, I was a boss lady. I mean, you'd have been like, dang gone. Go get it, sister. But now I was just a crumble. Like I can't get me to go anywhere. And so there was a lot of factors going on in the background as well. And so we had 2017, loss of my spiritual mother, unresolved issues. 2018, a loss of a long-term career I absolutely loved prematurely because that wasn't the year that I had planned for it. And so there was a lot of feelings that I harbored, anger, resentment, upset. I was down, probably depressed at times, couldn't get up out of bed at that moment. But in that moment of darkness, I was more so just kind of angry because I felt like I had wasted 15 years. And why was I so loyal to such an institute that was disloyal? And simply for the fact that I met sheer evil face to face and never thought it existed. Like, people really lie? Like, you just lie. Like, wow. And so we move on with 2017, 2018. So we're going a little bit past 2018. My writing is at least helping me with that. I'm able to sit at the computer and write. I wanted to harness the dark feelings, the dark emotions, and kind of pull them through into some pieces. So we'll pull around to 2019. I'm moving slow, but I'm out of bed and moving slow. It's a slow process because my mind keeps thinking about how things were left unresolved. Low key, I was kind of mad at God, like, how you just gonna let her die knowing that I needed to talk to her? Like, this was an important dialogue to have, and now it's unresolved. Not to worry, she has visited me like 5 times in my dreams. But at that moment, though, this is what I was going through in 2019. 2019 was fighting all the dark emotions and dark feelings and just darkness that loomed around me. Trying to surface, it almost felt like I was in a jail cell. And weird enough, I would envision it where it was just like grungy and just gray, and I was on the floor of the concrete floor. There was a little cot with a little frayed blanket, but every time I envisioned myself there, I was on the floor in the overalls. It was like light gray overalls, weeping, and I was sitting down with my arms leaning on the ground and my legs straight, almost like trying to push myself up, but I could not get up. Every time I had this vision in 2019, behind the bars was this girl, cute, slender, 5'3", cornrows, makeup, sandals, cute jeans, cute top. Her fingers were just lacing against those bars, yelling, "Get up." But my voice was gone. That was me looking at me. And every time that vision surfaced in my mind to that memory on the ground, surrounded by tears in dark, gloomy, gray matter, I could see her shaking the bars, calling for me to get up. I was easily reminded that was my future self telling me, you're going to be all right. You're going to be okay. So that's 2019. Fighting it. Seeking forgiveness. I want to forgive the people, Jim. I want to forgive Molly. I want to forgive the people that stood around and didn't say anything like Lori. They told me, like, when they knew every issue that was happening, nobody stood up for me. Why would they? But nobody stood up for me. So I was kind of hurt about that, and the fact that nothing was rectified as it pertains to the actions of this co-CEO's brother. So I wanted all this forgiveness. I was searching. Forgiveness for my spiritual mother's family. They had my phone numbers. They knew that she was dying. And yet you said nothing. Nothing. Painful. Didn't know she was dying of lung cancer. I would have liked to have gone and seen her before she passed. Perhaps reconcile. So I was working on that forgiveness and trying to work on this forgiveness. That's 2019. That's when the journey to my true self started, right towards the end of 2019, because I didn't want to let this moment in life define me for the worst. These acts by people, these painful acts, I did not want them to define me, because I always had a knowing that if I stay in these dark moments, I may not come out. And so 2019, we go by steadily seeking, cried almost every night, didn't want to, but I guess that's what it seems like. I mean, not seems, but I guess that's what it feels to have emotions and to just let it come out. And so 2020, Spirit is walking me along this. 2020. Tumultuous year. My nephew's father kills himself, shoots himself. My nephew's in the car. So he's driving down the freeway because he had shot his fiance, killed her. Grabbed my nephew, the baby, his mother, and he's in the car. They're driving on the freeway, and then he shoots himself. This is 2020. So now my nephew doesn't have a father. Going through a lot. Trying to reconcile this. I was a bridesmaid at their wedding, just trying to figure out what happened. Trying to figure that out. Just, and I'm thinking, universe, when are you gonna lighten up? I mean, lighten up the load a little. And 2021, my sister passes. A pain that cuts deep down to the core. A piece of my heart's gone. I hadn't seen my sister in a while. Those thoughts of just, what could I have done to help her situation? What did I miss? What happened? I mean, it's hard to reconcile that too, So now, let me not go way too far. So 2020, that happened, but come 2021, at the start of 21, my head's poking out, and I'm feeling optimistic for 2021. But in June, this cloud, boom, stops me in the track. I fall flat on my butt. I'm going back into this dark place that I've been trying to dig my way out, and Spirit is showing me this now that we're here. This is where Spirit took me and why we went all this way around to come here. And along the way, I hope somebody has gained encouragement. If you've ever experienced people with no integrity at a place, or if you felt loyal, or if you felt untreated unjustly, understand that, there are better things to come for you, and those places are not for you. Sometimes you may not see them in the moment, but just trust the universe. At that moment in time, I wasn't trusting in the universe because I was too busy being angry at all these things that were happening. And so I couldn't really see what was being moved. And we're going to come back so that Spirit could let us know about the big revelation. And so here goes Spirit, right? While I'm seeking and asking that, in these last couple of weeks, I've been feeling very unmotivated. The pain that cuts to the core, this blanket of sorrow. I don't like it. I'm unproductive. I don't have a spark, a passion. I don't even have, I cannot even think. And so now, Spirit is giving me this reflection. She said, let's go back to where it all started. When I took y'all back, the extended version. So we went from 2017, a loss of a loved one, unresolved. 2018, a loss of a long-term career, unresolved, but bitter grievances at the end. Lies and craziness, hurt and pain stemmed from it. Anxiety, trauma, just like scared to even think about. It's like you can't even trust anybody. The only department that was supposed to help an employee, the manager of HR and the vice president. So that's 2018. And then 2019, you're trying to claw your way out of all of this. Not only is all of this happening around everything, 2020 comes about, but it's also part and parcel of the closure. Not to forget that my ex-brother-in-law shoots himself while my nephew's in the car. But just all of this is happening, and the local gym closes where I'd fostered a lot of friendships and so forth. That was a routine I'd had in my life alongside this long-standing career. So everything that I thought at one point in time I kind of had it all figured out has just gone by 2020. There's a lot of stuff I left out along the way. Of course, a lot of materialistic things were lost along the way. Materialistic. Goodbye. All right. Minimalism. Here we come. And then 2021. So Spirit is reminding me of all of these things. 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21. Spirit said, let's take that. Let's go and reflect on these, because I never reflected on those. I'm able to tell you guys this with no teary-eyed. Not when it comes to my sister, that's still sensitive, but just the rest of the other parts. The healing has happened. It's occurred for the forgiveness for the 2017, 2018. But healing is an ongoing thing, right? And so Spirit is here telling me, beloved, because Spirit knows me. Spirit says you're not one for pity party, but beloved, I have taken you from 2017 and carried your memory back to 2021 to know of what you have gone through. So why would you think that right now you wouldn't be unmotivated? That right now your body is detached from your mind and it wants to rest? Why wouldn't you think that's possible? Why wouldn't you think that? And I said, oh man, because for a while I just, I'm not a pity party person. I've never sat back. I'm like, woe is me. And then they did this to me. It's really, I've always been reluctant to talk about stuff. And especially if it really has hurt me and caused a lot of pain and trauma to me, I don't like to dwell or talk about it. I try to, it's bad habits that move through. My therapist says that I have to feel every emotion, and I'm learning. And so, so Spirit had taken me on this reflection to show me, why, beloved, would you think otherwise? Would you think that you just sprout out right now, jump everywhere, run around everywhere, and just be back to your normal self since 2017? Spirit told me to calm down, take a chill pill and relax, because then Spirit kept saying and resonating to me, the art of doing nothing is the art of doing something. Spirit continued to say to me that this is the moment that you're supposed to be, and stop being so hard on yourself. So this may resonate with someone else. Spirit reminded me my issue is that I sit here, fill my calendar, put pressure on myself, and then expect my mind to cope with everything that's happening. It's no wonder why my body is like, nope, not today. We sleeping. That's what we're going to do. We're going to get all the sleep we need. We're going to get all the rest we need. You and your mind, you do whatever you want to do, but this body is not going to do anything. So Spirit has then nudged to tell me, the art of doing nothing is the art of doing something. This may resonate with someone, though the message has been long. My goal is that it touches someone, especially in this time. That's one of the reasons why I'm also gravitating to the fact to remind you that your today is not your tomorrow. Okay? Each situation is not permanent. Allow yourself to live. But most importantly, what Spirit has taught me today in this moment, because in the last couple of weeks I've been feeling unmotivated. I've been feeling unproductive. I have been feeling this blanket of sorrow, and Spirit showed me that my blanket of sorrow is not necessarily a grieving blanket. It's a blanket of sorrow because my mind is telling me that I'm supposed to be doing all these things and I'm not. So Spirit says, stop putting all these expectations and pressures on yourself and take each day at a time as it comes. This message may resonate with someone. The goal is to encourage you. I am on this journey to my true self. The purposes of all these podcasts is to highlight my human experience, to highlight that I'm not perfect, but to highlight that every step of the way, to heal with my co-human species. That's the purpose of these podcasts, that I too am trying to figure out this thing called life. So therefore, beloved, understand that no matter what you're going through, allow yourself to live. It may seem tough, especially for me. I'm like, I got to clean my bathrooms. And Spirit say to me, and if you don't clean them, I said, I don't know, but I gotta clean them. Spirit said, and if you don't clean them, I'm like, but I gotta clean them. You see that? And Spirit is highlighting to me, and I was like, no, I gotta clean them, because I was cleaning them at a certain day and all this other stuff. And Spirit is like, and if you don't clean them, Because, y'all, I tried to clean the house yesterday and I vacuumed, emptied out some trash, mopped the floors, did the dishes, but not all in that order. I vacuumed, sat down. I just had no desire to. Never been like that before. And then I got up, probably 30 every time, break time, did the floors one section at a time. Because usually I'd be able to just whoop through the house. This unmotivated, no desire. So the last thing I wanted to do was the bathrooms. And Spirit said, and so what if you don't do them? I'm like, what do you mean? She said, so what? And I never looked at it like that. I'm like, you know what? You're right. Because it feels like I have to just do them, because got to clean them. Oh, Spirit said, so what if you don't have to? Stop putting all these expectations on yourself? And Spirit said, who are you waiting for? Somebody coming over? No, we don't get guests over here at Chateau de Mosley. And so Spirit said, so? I was like, oh, okay. Spirit said, I need you to learn to sit in it. Wipe your mind clean and blank from all the expectations you have for yourself. Accept everything as it comes. Wipe your mind blank. Eliminate the expectations for yourself. If you're unmotivated, the art of doing nothing is the art of doing something. Perhaps for yourself, you could take yourself on the journey and reflect on where you have come from and what you have gone through. Give gratitude to where you are today. Remember, reflecting where we have come from is a vacation. Don't dwell there. It's not a permanent residency. You want to go vacation there and you want to come back. But most importantly, seize this moment, whatever this moment is. Because that's the thing. Spirit is like, what is you? What is you? Spirit is children. Sentence is, who are you? Let's try that one more time. All right. So what are you? Because, I'm sitting there saying, this is not me. This is not the person I knew or I know, but I'm morphing. I am morphing along the journey, shedding. This is the journey to my true self. This is a part of me, my Lord. And when Spirit is reminding me of being grateful in this moment, I say, Spirit, what am I being grateful for, y'all? Listen, I'm a work in progress too, okay? Spirit is like, you got to be grateful. I'm above and among anything. From 2017 to 2021, you face your trials and tribulations. As a former alcoholic, no desire to drink, no desire to numb. I took on the pains, everything, as they came. And I think that's what was more heavy, the most heaviest. So Spirit said, have gratitude in that. And Spirit said, if you ever think you're unaccomplished for some reason, or you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're doing well on your sobriety. You've been taking that one day at a time. And I said, oh my gosh. Because, things, you gloss over things, move over things. I'm grateful to be breathing. And once again, this message is for somebody that feels a tremendous loss, whether it's a job, career, family member, a loved one. Allow yourself to live in the emotions of now. Because remember, the art of doing nothing is the art of doing something. For me personally, my body gets to rest. So for the first time in my life, I'm going to give myself permission. Back in the day, we'd call it a slacker. But Spirit said, give yourself permission to do the nothing that you're doing. But don't call it unproductive. Don't call it unmotivated, demotivated, losing a spark or passion. Don't do all of that. Don't put all those negative topics. Just pay attention to your body, because Spirit was saying, because you're saying, well, this is not me, then the person I know or knew, but you're just understanding now that you're shedding, you're becoming into somebody else. This is the journey to my true self. Accept the change, the shedding, the morphing. Have you ever seen a butterfly in its metamorphosis? Or we should say a caterpillar in its metamorphosis, right? It's not a pretty sight. Some of us are in the chrysalis, a little cocoon shell that the magic happens. So allow yourself to be in that moment. It totally liberated me, because I'm like, oh, like I said before, a breath of fresh air, a sigh of relief. Like, girl, you can actually chill. Like, okay, throw the calendar away. 2021 calendar pitched. Okay, we will continue. Okay, tentatively, perhaps, spirit willingly, 2022. And all of a sudden, I'm rejuvenated. I'm like, my goodness, I just be putting a lot of pressure on myself, don't I, spirit and spirits? Like, I've been trying to tell you that for the longest time. But once again, you so hard-headed. No, I'm just teasing. I'm just passionate, okay? AKA stubborn, just kidding. But embrace this moment. Take this moment and smell the roses. Smell the flowers. Because maybe some people are allergic to roses. I don't know. But you get the point. You get the point. You get the point. Take it one day at a time. When losing my spiritual mother, but the career then too, and on top of that, felt like the end of the world. That's why I'm reaching out, encouraging you along the way, because this encouragement is something I needed. I hit a wall. I thought that was the end all. Hopeless, loneliness, helplessness. Never thought I'd see that moment end, but I'm here to tell you, friend. That's why I'm right here and I keep going, because I love you so much and I want you to keep moving. Give yourself permission to chill. Okay, we won't call it the unmotivated, demotivated, slacker, lost the spark passion zone. We'll just call it the chill zone. Let's just take a chill pill and allow ourselves to shed, to become, and to just, to pay more attention to life itself. Just knowing that this phase is not permanent. That's the beauty of it. So I know for a fact now from experience that October 21 is not going to be the same October 22. And that I hope for you as well, my friend. I love you guys that much. Just know that every situation is not permanent. Every situation has a solution. Whether the solution is today, tomorrow, 5 days from now, a year from now, 2 years from now, every situation has a solution. And just understand that every situation is not permanent. Understanding that it's not permanent gives us hope. Knowing that our today is going to be different than our tomorrow, and definitely different than our yesterday. Right? Okay. Thought so. So, allow yourself permission to chill. Cross out unmotivated, demotivated. The bathrooms, I'll get to them when I get to them. No more pressure on yourself. And remember, the art of doing nothing is the art of doing something. For me, I am healing my body. My mind's going to have to chill. And then my body's just going to have to recoup. And I'm going to be in here hibernating, sleeping like a bear. Taking every single emotion that my body wants to take and feel it. I'm not going to be concerned about those projects in that book, because once I get past this moment, we will then see what the universe has in store. I love you guys so much. Please stay encouraged. this is not permanent. Your situation is not permanent. I love you guys so much. I know this whole entire bubble of this moment in time is different, but guard your energy, guard your space, and just know that today is definitely not your tomorrow, and today's situation is not permanent. I love you. Yes, I do. The art of doing nothing is the art of doing something. Stay blessed. Hey friend, question time. So, do you ever feel like you over expect from yourself? Do you feel like you put too much expectations on yourself? Or do you sometimes feel like you're not doing enough? And do you sometimes feel pressure? And then when you turn around and do a 360, no one's giving you that pressure. No one's over expecting from you or expecting from you, but you realize it's yourself. Do you ever feel like that? And if you do, what is your remedy to remedy that? To realize that, I am the one that's giving myself pressure. And how do you cope with that? Can you remember a time that you passed through your personal pressure or your personal expectation? Thank you so much for tuning into all 4 parts of the series, and I hope that this stays and continually encourages you and that this resonates with you. Know that I love you so much and I care deeply about you. And if you are at an impasse and you feel that this is beyond you and this thing called life is way too complicated, then I do encourage you to check out the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Service Administration. That is 1-800-662-HELP. That is 1-800-662-4357. It's the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration helpline. It's free and confidential. They are open 24/7, 365 days a year. And they, above anything, are confidential. It's okay to talk to someone, and it's okay not to be okay. I myself am in therapy, and I encourage that if you feel that you need help or you're tired of trying to figure it out by yourself, reach out to 1-800-662-HELP. Love you. Do you keep getting a reoccurring dream and are trying to figure out why you keep dreaming of the same dream? Or perhaps are you dreaming of teeth falling out? Or have you ever had a dream where you were naked and perhaps even naked in public? OMG, how embarrassing. Or perhaps you don't remember your dreams when you wake up. Well, check it out. Join us at the Dream Decoding podcast, where I teach you on how to train yourself to have a memory recall, and or I teach you on how to understand your dreams as it pertains to your current waking life. The importance of understanding the symbols and messages that we get in our dream realm is because sometimes these messages are coming to give us a good word and or to help us along the path. So don't miss out. Join us at the Dream Decoding podcast with your host, Memory.